This week on Pop's Culture Podcast, Pops takes on the topics like Taylor and Travis, the Oscars, P-Diddy, and so much more. Sit back and enjoy this week's episode of Pop's Culture Podcast.
All right, guys, we are back with Pop's Culture Podcast.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pops.
Those of you that are new to what we're doing here on Pop's Culture, we get Pop's take on everything that's pop culture, current affairs, all things modern, right? So
absolutely, I'll educate you.
That's right. That's right. You know, if you watched last time, you'll see
I'm up on everything.
He's right up on top of things. So we're just going to get right into it. Got a few questions we're going to ask you again this week and let you enlighten us. So,
all right.
Our first question that we want to talk about is: do you feel like Travis should have asked Taylor to marry him at the Super Bowl? Do you think they'll get married? Do you think they should get married? Like, what's your take on the whole Travis Taylor thing?
All right. Both of them are superstars in their own field, right?
That's right.
Both of them just want to have somebody they can brag about.
Okay.
They've been together a couple of years. If he wasn't going to put a ring on it by now, he ain't going to.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
He's using her and she's using him. They're having a blast.
Okay. Well,
besides, she probably can't cook no way.
She doesn't look like she can, does she?
No.
Well, the thing is, though, when you got that kind of money, you probably don't have to know how to cook.
Hey, you can lose it overnight.
Well, that's true. That's true. So, well, let me ask you this: Are you a fan of the Travis Taylor thing? I mean, or do you care? Like,
I really don't care. I like Travis. He plays football.
Yeah, there you go. You know, a lot of times with these celebrity couples, for those of us that aren't celebrities and aren't in that world, you know, it's easy for us to criticize. It's easy for us to look at relationships like that, you know, and think that we've got a finger on the pulse of all that stuff.
Right.
But do you think that, like, when you see a couple like Travis and Taylor, like I know you said earlier that you felt like it was more about, you know, just two people trying to feed off each other's fame and fortune, but
yes.
I mean, let's be honest. Taylor Swift's a billionaire, so I mean,
exactly.
I mean, does she really need Travis Kelce's money?
She needs a bodyguard.
I don't
he's
think
a big
so.
old boy.
I think he's got bodyguards.
But he's a big old boy.
He's
a football player, but now he break a leg, break an arm, he's out of a job.
Yeah, but I mean, he's made a lot of money in his career, though.
But he's with a woman, right? That money ain't gonna last.
Okay, all right. Well, so do you think they should get married?
If they happy,
might as well.
Might as well.
I don't think either one of them ever been. I don't think either one of them's actually been married before. So this will be a first time for both of them. And you know, let's just be honest. Taylor Swift is kind of known for changing men like she changes underwear. So, you know, to think that she's actually been with this guy for
2 years.
2 years. See, you knew that, and I didn't even know that. So
I watch football.
There you go. But you know, people made such a big deal about them when they first got together and all this stuff. And you know, if something did come out of it, I think it's made a lot of people football fans that weren't before, right? So I mean, you know, you got a lot of these women that are just watching it for the sake of you know, getting to see Miss Taylor Swift on Monday Night Football. So I think our audience is milling around out there.
Well, for everybody that don't know, that's my little sister. She does have a plate in her head. Sometimes this cooler weather affects her. She's all right. We're fixing to fix that.
Yeah. How are we gonna fix it?
We're gonna take that metal plate out of her head.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a styrofoam plate in there.
A styrofoam plate.
Yeah, that was kind of like a cooler. The cold weather won't affect her so bad.
So, okay. You think that'll be as much protection as the metal plate, though?
Probably not, but she's got a helmet.
Okay.
If that don't work, we'll get one of them we'll get Granny's old stew pot set over her head when she goes outside.
Well, she don't go out much, though, right?
No.
I love you, Aunt Mel.
She falls down a lot.
Does she?
Yeah. Bless your heart.
I know. You gotta figure out how to get that styrofoam shape just right. But all right, so let's move on from our Taylor and Travis question.
Well, before we do, with Taylor's track record with men, Travis probably afraid to marry her or ask her to marry him.
Why is that?
Well, she may get up in the morning and change her mind on somebody else.
Write a song about him?
Yeah.
She may do it. I mean, to be honest with you, that wouldn't be I don't think it'd be a huge surprise. I mean, it's kind of the going thing in Hollywood.
That's what made her rich.
Well, yeah, I guess writing songs about it. But, all right, so I got another question for you here. I'm just gonna pull this on over here. All right. So, how up to date are you on the Oscars and award shows and stuff like that?
Well, the only Oscar I really know, I knew two of them. I think both of them dead now.
Oh, yeah?
One of them used to be my bus driver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Oscar Harmon. Then there was Oscar Smith. That crazy nut dove off the top of Duncan Bridge, about 100-foot drop. He walks funny now. But I don't think him the Oscars just talking about.
No, we was talking about the Oscars, the award show.
Yeah. Hollywood Oscars.
There you go.
Yeah.
Where they, so my question to you, I think the thing lately that has just been such a big deal about the Oscars is not so much the award show anymore, but it's more about the red carpet, what people are wearing.
Oh my goodness.
Have you seen any of that stuff?
Yes, I have. Every one of them looks like they got up late, getting ready. Every one of them ran into a cheap Motel 6, grabbed curtains, a bedspread, throwed it over them, and took off. That's what it looks like. And a few of them even got a cardboard box and throwed on them and painted it and let's go.
Yeah. Did you see? Did you happen to see any of the stuff from this year's Oscars?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So did you see there was a pretty controversial one. There was. Are you familiar with Kanye West? You ever heard of him? He's a rapper.
Diddy?
No. That ain't P-Diddy. That's a whole different guy. But Kanye West is his name.
Kanye, I don't know.
Well, he's a rapper, a singer, and he was actually married to a Kardashian at one time, so that kind of explains it.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. He went a little bit crazy after he was married to Kim.
Yeah.
Him and Kim Kardashian actually have a couple kids together. So
I bet they sit on a basketball out in the yard spinning in circles.
They named one of their kids North. Last name is West. The kid's name is actually Northwest.
I can see that.
Yeah, it makes sense. So anyway, after Kim and Kanye broke up, I don't know. I think they were married at one point. I'm not 100% sure, but after they broke up, now Kanye's with this other chick. I don't even know her name. But the controversy was what she wore to the Oscars this year. So literally, it looked like she was wearing a pair of pantyhose as a dress with nothing on underneath it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty controversial, and a lot of people are debating whether or not she's kind of doing this stuff of her own free will.
Of course she is.
You think so?
Why, sure.
Well,
trying to keep P-Diddy or his
no, it's not.
That ain't the same thing.
It ain't the same thing.
Well, Kanye, whatever his name is, I thought that was P-Diddy.
No, that's.
Well, who's Diddy?
Diddy's another rapper.
Really?
Yeah, there are more than one rapper in the world, Pop.
Well, they all sound the same to
me. They're not the same. So Kanye.
All right.
Yeah. Folks, I don't know if we told you or not, but we are in Winston County, Alabama. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So Kanye and his new old lady,
right.
They decided to come to the Oscars, and for all intents and purposes, this girl wasn't wearing nothing. I mean,
I know she's showing Christmas, New Year's, and birthday suit too.
So, what do you like? Why do you think that the Oscars and like the Grammys and all these award shows? Back when I was younger, and probably even when you were younger, that was kind of a cool thing to watch. I mean, everybody got dressed up to the nines, came out, and they were actually celebrating talent.
Yeah.
And now it seems like it's more about, how controversial you can be, who can
dress stupid,
who can dress the dumbest. I think Will Smith's son came with a castle on his head, like literally a big black styrofoam castle as a hat.
I didn't see that. Bless his heart.
I know, bless his heart. They tried to remake a Karate Kid movie with him in it, and him and Jackie Chan instead of Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
And, it was, I didn't like it. Some people liked it, but I'm not a big fan of it. But yeah, that's what he wore to the Oscars there.
That's a cuckoo clock. You can see the cuckoo in it.
That's what it looks like, ain't it?
Wow.
So my question really is, why do you think that all of these award shows and all of this different stuff, why do you think this has kind of gone in that direction?
Because nobody has talent anymore. They got to get noticed some way. Let's get stupid. People will notice that.
Yeah.
And it works, because that's what everybody notices. And Kanye and Diddy ain't the same person.
No, they are objectively different.
Okay.
Speaking of P-Diddy,
okay.
He's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to take just a second, and I know you play the stock market a lot, right?
You bet you.
Yeah, I know that's kind of your thing, right?
You bet you.
Yeah, so
Bought
I wanted
2 cows last week.
Do you think? Let's get some stock advice
And
for everybody.
I found her jackass.
Found her jackass. She is standing right over there.
Yeah, talking about me like.
Honey, he talking about you.
So let's give everybody a stock tip real quick, and I think this will be an easy one.
Okay.
So ever since P. Diddy got arrested, do you think now is a bad time to buy stock in Johnson & Johnson?
Why Johnson & Johnson?
Well, the rumor is that he would spend thousands of dollars on baby oil.
Right.
Well, if you're buying thousands of bottles of baby oil a week or a month or whatever every time he throw one of these parties, now all of a sudden he's not buying it anymore. Probably a bad time to invest in Johnson & Johnson. They got to take a hit, right?
Well, not necessarily. If he's going to prison, he's going to need all that oil. He may be spending more. Instead of P-Diddy, be P-Diddy.
He's going to find him a P-Daddy in there, ain't he?
He'll come back with a brand new tattoo, said, I love Ramon.
Oh, Lord. So,
And Kim.
I don't think he's with Kim.
But,
anyway.
yeah, maybe all stock's going to go up.
Well, maybe. So, you heard it here first, folks. Buy up stock in Johnson & Johnson.
You bet you.
All right. Well.
Because he's going to be needing more of it.
Oh, Lord.
He's going to write a new song. Slip, slide.
I don't think that's his style, really, but do you...
Well, now, they may change his style.
It's a good chance.
Ramon may change everything about him.
Oh, Lord. So, as far as the whole P. Diddy thing, I don't even, I don't pretend like I know all that's going on with that, but sounds like he's really got himself into a lot of junk. And if he's guilty of all that stuff, he's where he needs to be. He needs to go to prison.
Well, absolutely.
If he's guilty of all that junk, it needs to...
They say an eye for an eye. All that stuff he did, he gonna get dead.
One of the areas that I know you're kind of an expert in is marriage.
You bet you.
You had a little bit of practice, and you kind of know what to do and what not to do at this point.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I've been married 5 times. I outlived 2 wives.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the other 2 to die.
Okay. Well,
But the one I got now,
that's
she's
the
a keeper.
There
She's
you
a
go.
winner.
There you go. So, most of this podcast is about pop culture. We talk about things that are really happening in the world right now. And one of the things that just seems like it's really plaguing our society is the divorce rate.
Yes.
I mean, kids are getting married young, and they treat divorce like it's just hey, if this don't work out, we'll just get divorced. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the mindset.
And unfortunately, society has kind of perpetuated that. It's
See,
allowed
they
it to
don't
happen.
think about marriage before they get into it and what it really means. Young men, y'all out here looking for a beautiful trophy wife. Think that's the only thing that matters. Looks. Now, and looks does have a lot to do with it, but not the only thing. And I'm going to tell you something. Get you a girl that can cook. They will stand beside you. They're not always going to be the prettiest girl in town. But see now, I got lucky. I got the pretty one that can do everything else too. Now, you young men, y'all look at these young gals. Oh man, I think nothing but orange candy. Now I'm going to tell you something. While you young, them pretty little gals walk around in them bikinis. Got little bikini underwear, them little thong drawers, and their bras matching. They gonna trade them for pink Depends one day. I don't care how pretty they are. They gonna trade them for pink Depends. That sexy little negligee is gonna change into an old granny flannel gown. Them looks may not be there all the time, but you get you a good woman that can cook. She can always cook.
Yeah. I think we both
Absolutely.
were successful there.
But now, remember, get in your head, what's this fine-looking gal gonna look like wearing Depends with about 40 pounds on her? I mean, she gonna be going town. She ain't gonna have them tight jeans on no more.
And they'll be tight, but for
They
different
gonna
reasons.
be wearing them sweatpants and stuff like that right there. It look like they got a couch cushion pushed down on the seat of them.
Oh, Lord.
Now, a lot of you young women, y'all looking for the jocks, superstars on the high school football team. Most of them, that's the only place they'll ever shine. The only place. And when they get to that certain age, that rub-board tummy, that six-pack will turn into a keg.
We know.
And them tight breeches that they wear, them tight jeans look so good, they gonna turn into polyester breeches pulled up under their arms. Just trying to hide that keg. And they'd be lucky if they can even hold a job. They still want to live in the past. I'm still a superstar.
Yes.
I may weigh 325 pounds at 5'6", but I'm still a superstar.
Why do I feel attacked right now?
I'm talking about. Well, see, you never was a superstar quarterback.
No.
Okay.
I could have been.
Well, of course, you could have been.
Could have been.
People's got these ideas in their head the way life's supposed to be. Ain't so. Ain't so.
So your advice then is,
Don't go just for looks.
okay.
Hunt
Yeah.
that whole package.
Okay. Well, I think the problem with a lot of young people is, especially, and I think I see it here in our area probably more than anywhere, is because we're in a small town.
Right.
I think my daughter, she goes to school with a bunch of kids that I think there's 26 kids in her whole class.
Wow.
So maybe
Kids, boys, she's dumb as a rock. She's beautiful. Leave her alone.
Can't cook.
She can't cook.
She's
She
bad
can't-
news.
She can't complete a full sentence.
And she inherited her aunt's stew pot in
Yes.
her head. She got one of them. In
My
there.
sister willed that to her. We just waiting. But now we did get my sister a new plate.
Did you?
That styrofoam I was telling you
Yeah,
about. But
yeah.
now, that's not what she really wanted.
Okay.
She heard about old Alice Engel over there.
Yeah.
They got that Edsel hubcap.
Also, they got it switched out.
Yeah, Alice got her daddy found an Edsel hubcap and they took that pot out and put that hubcap in there. It's not such as big a knot on the side of her head.
Yeah.
She still bobbles a little.
We gotta get used to the weight difference.
Yeah, she'll get used to it. But my sister heard about that, and she wanting her hubcap now. She want one of them spinners.
Get her a spinner in her ear.
Yeah. Now.
So for everybody that doesn't know, that's my Aunt Mel.
Yes.
And I love my Aunt Mel. She's like a second mama to me. So.
Well, I'm gonna set the story straight.
Okay.
She's my little sister. I picked on her all of her life.
As brothers.
But I love her with all my heart. She is a beautiful, good, godly woman. And I am so blessed to have her for a little sister. She's my best friend.
With that being said,
But she has
we have some really good
head
stories
problem.
about her. So we got to share. She's actually here with us today, but she says she wasn't camera ready, so she wasn't going to get on here with us. But we're going to talk about her since she's in the room.
It's 10 feet from here to her. She can't walk that far.
That's good.
She don't have her helmet with her.
Oh, bless her heart. I love you. So we're gonna talk about some really good Aunt Mel stories, if that's all right.
Oh yeah.
There's some good ones, and I already have her permission to tell them. She told me I could. So before I tell one, I want you to tell one that I think is.
I didn't ask her permission.
Well, I think she'll be okay with it. This one kind of picks at you just a little bit. So when y'all were kids, y'all had to. Just like a lot of Alabama families will, rural Alabama families, you just kind of do what you can with what you got.
Yeah.
And from the story I remember being told about it is, so one I guess she had like a little porcelain china tea set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was just after you to have a tea party with her, right?
Yeah. And being the good brother I was. After Mama threatened to beat me, I agreed to have a tea party with my little sister. She couldn't have been more than 3 years old.
Yeah.
We was in our bedroom, sitting at that little bitty table, little bitty chairs, little bitty teapot, with little saucers, little plates, little pretend cake. But when it come time for the tea, I thought it was going to be pretend. No. She had water in her little teapot. She poured me a cup, poured her a cup. We took a bite of that make-believe cake, took a little porcelain cup. She made me put my pinky up and turn it up. She never got a drink. Well, we kept on there for a while. After I drank about a half of that teapot full of water, Mama come in there. What's going on? We're having a tea party, Mommy. Melody, what's in that teapot? Water. How'd you get the water? You can't reach the sink. Out the mode.
So it was toilet water.
Yes.
And you drank half a teapot of toilet
You
water.
bet you.
Well, I mean, that does explain a lot of stuff, though.
Yeah.
That's why you got such a good, luscious beard, I think.
You bet
It
you.
was all that toilet water.
You got a crappy outlook on everything.
All right, so you guys fought a little bit though when you were younger, right?
No.
Like a lot of brothers.
No.
No. Okay.
She did.
She did. Okay. All right. So.
She was precious.
She
was a little princess. She was just like one of them little ankle biting dogs, always annoying and biting and barking and stirring up stuff. And that was her.
Was it? So.
She could slap the wall and holler, Mommy. Well, just bend over, Michael. You're gonna get your butt tore up again. So here we go.
So did she ever assault you with foreign objects?
Many times.
You want to tell us about that?
Which one?
You
Well,
pick.
She put me on my knees one time. I was running from her. I don't know where she got it. Grandpa had some big old horse she'd fit a mule. She grabbed one of them things and threw it at me because she couldn't catch me. Hit me right on top of the head and I went back to my knees. I still got a scar from that one. And one time she got mad at me. She picked up a butcher knife off the kitchen table and threw it. We lived in a little old mobile home. I slammed the door right quick. the knife stuck up in the door. Now, if she'd been trying to stick the knife up, she couldn't have done it for $1,000. Granny used to have them big old gallon glass pickle jars.
Yeah.
She threw one of them at me. But me being the jungle cat I am,
Right.
I dodged it.
Yeah, that's, honestly, everybody that I know that knows you, that's how they describe you, as a jungle cat.
You bet you.
That's the word that I hear most often.
Yeah. I work out, stay in shape, still got my schoolgirl figure.
Now, shape, what shape are you talking about? Because I'm in shape too, but round. Round is the shape, so.
Pear's got a shape.
Pear's got a shape, so. Oh, Lord. So,
Okay.
I want to tell you a funny story that I know about Aunt Mel that I always get a kick out of. So, she was, the way she's told me this story, she was young, but driving, and she was with a friend of hers. And now I don't know how they got wound up where they were. I guess they were at work or something. Yeah, she's nodding her head yes. So she'd left work, and she goes out to her car, and the car battery's dead. Well, she needs somebody to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily there was a little service station right there, and her being the resourceful person that she is, she walked in, and now her command of the English language has not always been stellar. I think that would be a best way to say that. So,
Spin her hubcap.
Spin her hubcap. So she walks into this service station, and she proclaims in a loud, boisterous voice, like only Aunt Mel can do, "Hey, I need somebody to come out here and jack me off." And she doesn't just say it one time. When she says it, of course, everybody in the service station is shocked. So she repeats herself. "I need somebody to come jack me off." And still nobody has a clue what this crazy woman is in here asking for. And she says, "Listen, people, stop laughing at me. My car battery's dead, and I need somebody to come out here and jack me off." Now, up to this point, nobody's told her what she's saying is wrong. So they come out, they get her car going, and it wasn't until they get going down the road that her friend tells her what she's been in there asking for. And so...
that really don't surprise me. Not one bit.
One other Aunt Mel story I'll tell you, and this one is not quite as funny, but it's just an Aunt Mel thing.
Yeah.
So she tells us a story about she was sitting at an intersection, and this van passes by, and she pulls out behind the van, and she notices that they're going awful slow, and she's got places she needs to be. So in these old country roads, there's not a lot of good places to pass people.
Right.
So she's sort of weaving back and forth, trying to find a good spot to pass. Now, I don't know if she was on her horn or not, but I like to think that she probably was, honking at them. Like, "Go, people, go!" She finally she finds her spot to pass, and she gets around them and realizes that she's pulled out into a funeral procession and was honking at the hearse the whole time.
I never knew about that.
That's my Aunt Mel, folks, and we love her for it. So, and
Somebody got to.
well, she's just like you. She's had a pretty eventful
No,
life.
she's nothing like me.
Oh, now y'all are just alike.
That's like saying you and your brother are just alike.
Well,
Y'all is different
okay.
as daylight and dark.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all a story about this one.
Oh no.
When he was younger, now, I've had teachers tell us, me and his mother, this kid, there's something special about him. He's extremely smart. He's genius. All right. And evidently he was pretty smart, except for the Auburn thing. I don't know where that came from. But, now, Chris has always been the genius. Kevin's the hard-working troublemaker. Chris always said, "I ain't gonna work hard for a living. I'm gonna use my brain." pretty much stuck to that. Kevin's always worked hard, and I am so very proud of both my boys. They've done very well for themselves. Well, when they was young teenagers, Kevin was the outdoorsy type. Chris liked the computers and the video games. Kevin was down at his great-grandpa's with an old shotgun. Chris came down there. Kevin was shooting that shotgun, you know. Kevin was always with me. I've always been an outdoors person. I taught him how to shoot. Chris didn't care nothing about it. But Kevin said, "You want to shoot it?" Chris said, "Does it kick?" Kevin said, "Nope." "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah. All you got to do is back up to this tree and hold it up to your shoulder and shoot it." Well, the genius backed up to the tree, throwed that old shotgun to his shoulder. Boom! And just dropped the gun. "I thought you said it didn't kick." And Kevin said, "You did it wrong. Back up to the tree and hold it a little looser." Genius done it again. Well, Genius.
I swear I thought it dislocated my shoulder.
Well, we did too.
Oh, Lord.
There's so many stories I could tell you about these two boys growing up. Got in a fight with spatulas.
No, hold on now. That's a little different.
Kevin tried to kill you.
He tried to kill me.
He was literally trying to kill you.
So we get into a fight over something stupid, obviously. And now my cousin Justin was over there with us.
Yeah.
We were there by ourselves. It was just me, Kevin, and Justin.
When you three boys got together, you had to stay on your toes.
It was rough. But Ma, who lived next door to us, she was watching us.
That was your great-grandmother.
That was my great-grandmother. She was watching us. Well, by watching us, she was there. She was there in case we caught the house on fire. And there would still be a phone to call 911. Yeah. You know? But so me and Kevin get into this fight, and we're all over the house. We started in our bedroom, and of course you were talking about me playing video games. I was playing my Sega Genesis, and Kevin was sitting on my top bunk, and he was just heckling me the whole time. And he knew exactly what buttons to push to get under my skin. And so we get into this argument, and it turns into a physical fight. And Justin's sitting there egging it on, of course, and he turns into the referee. But so I get up, and I drag Kevin off this bunk bed, and I'm just throttling him. Well, he gets away from me, and he runs into the kitchen, and I chase after him. He comes out with this metal spatula, and he's not smacking me with a spatula. He's got this thing turned sideways like knife edge, trying to split my head open.
He's just like my little sister.
But he come over and swung it, and I reached up, and he caught me right here on the pinky with that sucker. And I mean, it embedded in my hand.
I know.
So I pull the spatula away from him. We start tussling again. He gets away from me. Next thing you know, he runs in. Now back then, the broom we had was one of those old straw brooms, but had a handle about that big around. He grabs that sucker, and he comes in, and he starts hitting me with that doggone broom handle. I finally wrestled that away from him. He runs into Mom's bedroom, and they had a shotgun in there. Well, I go chase it off after him. We get down to that bedroom, and he's in there for a good 4 or 5 seconds before I get in there after him. As soon as I round the corner into that bedroom, all I hear is he comes up and he's got a gun barrel pointed to my face, and I'm like, "Mo!" So Justin comes running in there, gets the shotgun away from him, and now we're both, when you get mad, you start crying, right? Yeah. So we were both so mad, we were just crying like babies. We both decide we're going to go tell Ma on the other one. So we go running out there. Well, poor Ma has already come out of the house. She heard the ruckus, and she's on a walker. This woman's 85, 86 years old. She's trying to make her way across the yard on her little walker. We both come running out of the house, squalling tears. Ma's like, "Boys, are y'all okay?" We both look at each other. We're like, "Yeah, Ma, we're good."
We ain't dead yet.
We ain't dead. But, that was probably one of the worst fights we ever got into.
But now, Anybody ever picked on you?
Oh,
or picked
man.
on Kevin? They had to whoop both of you then.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times we got kicked off the school bus for fighting. I'll never forget a time my school bus driver, his name was Mr. D4. And Mr. D4 is a super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
But
Thought a lot of him.
he hated me and Kevin. I mean, he hated us.
At times, so did me and your mom.
Well, I'm sure. But I'll never forget, I got into a fight with these two boys on the bus one time. And
Was that the twins?
no, that wasn't them. But this was two guys. I don't want to say their names, but I got into a fight with these two boys. And I had one of them sort of pinned down in between the two aisle seats, and I was going to town on him. Well, the other one was pretty synonymous with wanting to come back and drag me and, pick the fight in too. So he comes up by... All of a sudden, all I feel is two hands grab me by my shoulder. And he goes to pull me up, and I just turn around and I throw a punch. But it was Mr. D4.
I never knew about that.
Yeah. And so that was a 14-day suspension off the school bus. And Mom loved that, because she was a nurse and had all this spare time to be running us back and forth to school.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
yeah, she had all this extra time.
Oh, absolutely.
But anyway, before we get out of here, we just want to say again how much we appreciate everybody watching what we're putting together here. We just love sitting around having a good time. There's a technical aspect to this, that we've never really filmed our sitting around talking until now, but
Back years ago, we'd have gotten put in jail for that.
That would have been a bad way. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to invite all of you guys to, if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you'd like us to address, leave those in the comments. I read all of those. I try to reply to all of them. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on TikTok. Man, we're everywhere.
I can't find their one.
It's all right. It's all right.
I find my way to the barn.
But make sure, guys, if you want to see more episodes, you're going to have to click on subscribe. There's a little bell icon on YouTube. If you'll click that, you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. And we're going to be putting out a lot more content. We're going to be putting out some short form content too that'll be so you don't have to sit and listen to the whole podcast. If you want to just catch some little snippets and stuff, we'll have that out there for folks.
Anything that you may be wondering about or can't figure out in life, let us know.
That's
I've
right.
got the answer.
That's right. And if he don't, he'll make it up.
God help.
Absolutely.
So, again, we want to thank all of you guys for checking out Pop's Culture Podcast. We'll be back again every Monday. We're going to try to have a new episode out for you guys every Monday at 9 a.m. And just like we like to end every one of our episodes, I'm going to give Pops here just a second to let you guys know, what's on his heart. So, without further ado, Pops, tell everybody.
Well, like I told you a while ago, I like to joke and cut up. But there's one thing that I am very serious about, and that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Get up Sunday morning, go to church, invite a friend, and we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Pop's Culture. We invite you to like, share, and subscribe to this weekly podcast. Tune in next week for more hilarious stories, commentary on current events, and Pop's hilarious viewpoint on everything pop culture. From all of us here at Pop's Culture, put Jesus first, and we hope to see you next time.